I really had a bad experience is blocked completely. I'm bleeding a lot too from my nose.
I can't believe this was a year ago. Hello everyone, this is Noor and welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I feel like I am quite delayed on a few videos because I went over my previous videos and I'm like, wait a minute, something is missing here, and I think I kind of like skipped some months. So with my calculation, there's definitely something wrong, but I am here to give you guys my post-op on my rhinoplasty a year ago. It's already 1 year. Crazy. I can't believe how time flies, but literally that flew by so quickly. It's insane. Before I go ahead and dive into my rhinoplasty, if you are new here to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video. It really means a lot to me. And if you guys haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. And I would love to have you guys a part of the light family that I have here on my channel. Let's go ahead and chit chat. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start off and say that I cannot believe that it's been a year that I have done my rhinoplasty. For me, that is just absolutely insane. I still remember till this day booking my ticket, and I was adamant to go ahead and do my rhinoplasty, and I've also done a whole video on my rhinoplasty journey as well. You'll see it at the end of this video, but you'll also see it in the description box down below. In that video, I really kind of like took you guys with me and gave you the before and after, and been 100% honest and transparent with you guys, and also putting you guys through what I went through my rhinoplasty. And I feel like a lot of you guys really enjoyed that video. Because of that video, I've had a lot of you guys DM me on my Instagram page asking me about the rhinoplasty and what I really think about it and how much I paid and what was the process and all of that. So I'm here today to talk to you guys about all of that, and I feel like I kind of need to be 100% honest with you guys regarding the payments and how much it costs and all of that. I feel like I owe it to you guys because I know I have not shared this in that video, nor I've shared that information in my post-op videos. Talking about my post-op videos, I definitely feel like I miscalculated something, even though I really wanted to give you guys post-op videos every month. And to be honest, I just didn't find it was necessary to sit down with you guys every month and give you guys the same update over and over. And when I was looking through my videos, I'm like, oh my god, like, yeah, I definitely miscalculated something here, because now it's been a year and I'm like, I think the last post-op I did was like a few months ago, and it just didn't make sense to me. But I'm here to give you guys my 1 year post-op and talk to you guys all about the rhinoplasty surgery and all of that. And to be honest with you guys, yes, it's been a year now, and yes, I've been going through this whole process of rhinoplasty and really being careful with my nose. When I walk in public, I just walk in fear sometimes. I was like, please don't hit my nose. Like, I was scared to like just have anybody around me, to be honest, because it was just so scary to me. Like, I always had a feeling like if I get hit, like my nose is gonna go sideways and then I'm screwed, right? I started kind of like not caring about that maybe like 6-7 months throughout my surgery. Obviously I was careful, but I was like less careful a little bit. I was like, you know what, whatever happens happens, but I was still very careful. Again, it's the face. But overall, I do have to say that I truly do love my nose. I feel like the doctor did a good job with it to kind of make it really fit with my face features. I feel like he nailed it. He nailed exactly what I wanted as well. I couldn't be any grateful for the doctor that I have chosen. Now, talking about choosing your doctor and doing the surgery, I know most of you who's watching this video is probably you are planning on doing the surgery, or you already booked the date and that you're gonna go ahead and do it, but like you're like, let me just go ahead and fish around on the internet and see what people talk about it, because I did that. Okay, I did it. I know exactly what you're going through because I did it. I fished around a lot. I've watched so many videos. I've spoken to so many doctors about the rhinoplasty surgery. I went back and forth with finally saying yes to the decision of doing my rhinoplasty. It's very hard, and I'm somebody who is very picky, especially when it comes to plastic surgery in general, or just looking into filler and Botox. I really need to see before and after videos or pictures. For me, that's very, 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 very important, and I cannot tell you guys how important it is to really do your research, because that is key. When it comes to pricing, obviously I was referred to 2 different doctors from 2 different people that I know in my life. One is my cousin, the other one is a family friend, and they both referred me to their doctors. I looked at their work and all of that, and obviously I've spoken to them and they gave me different rates. My cousin's doctor, absolutely phenomenal, love his work. He was very, very pricey though. He was definitely over my budget, so I did not go with him even though his work was phenomenal. And then my friend's doctor, his work was okay, price was a bit cheaper, kind of fits my budget, but something about his work that I personally did not like. I don't know, it's a personal preference at the end of the day. And then I kept looking around a lot until I found my doctor. I honestly don't know where he popped from. I guess because like at that time I've spoken to like 10-15 doctors, and then I saw an ad of a before and after nose that he's done, and I clicked at it. I'm like, oh my god, that's exactly the nose that I want. I went on his page and I started looking literally at everything. I went from like his first post to his last post. I stalked this doctor, and I also went on his website and all of that. And I just really liked his work. I just liked the finish of the nose that he did. He made them look very natural. One thing that I was adamant about not having as a nose was a Barbie nose and a super lifted up piggy nose. Like these 2 for me was a no-no. I just did not want to have that at all. Even though the Barbie nose is very in trend, I feel like everybody does it, I didn't want it at all. I just hated the Barbie nose. And I also hated the super lifted up nose. Like, I don't want to look like a pig. I'm sorry. And trust me, I've seen work on Instagram of doctors, like I don't even know how they're not ashamed to put that on the internet. Not being shady at all, but I've seen work horrible. And when I saw the after, I genuinely felt so bad for that person. And because some doctors film your reveal, like they want to see your reaction. They film when they first give you the mirror and you look at yourself. And I can tell this person is like, what did I just do to my face? Because that's how I would feel. I would tell them, redo this shit because it's so bad. And I've seen work. Okay, I've seen so many work because your girl did her research. When I tell you I did my research, I did my research. So please do your research if you're planning to get your rhinoplasty done. Or if you already booked it and you're not sure, cancel it. Find somebody else, to be honest. Now, I haven't pointed out that I have done my rhinoplasty in Turkey. Like, I flew to Turkey from Canada to Turkey. First of all, that was very scary as a decision to fly somewhere else to get something done on yourself, especially like surgery. It is very, very finicky as a decision. I also felt very comfortable with doing it because I chose my doctor and I felt very confident with that. Even though I haven't really like seen them face to face, even though we did actually FaceTime, which I really appreciated that. The fact that I got FaceTimed with the assistant and the doctor, I spoke about what I like, what I don't like. I sent inspiring pictures of what I really wanted. I felt very confident with my doctor, and therefore that's why I kind of like booked my ticket and I left, and I was on it and I did it. Till now, I do kind of give myself props for doing that, to be honest, because that's not me. And for me to build the courage to do something like that, it makes me very proud of myself. But again, because I did my research, I have to point that out. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. After communicating with my doctor few weeks to a month, I booked my ticket and I left. And we spoke about pricing and all of that. So I paid in USD money. Keep in mind that most of surgeries that you're gonna do in Turkey or anywhere else, you're probably gonna pay in US. Now it's not really ideal because of the tariffs and all of that. So if you guys are doing that, honestly, like, I don't know, I don't have comments. I paid in US even though I'm in Canada, and for me, I tried to negotiate the price, but most of them are very firm with their pricing. Talking about pricing, it varies a lot. It depends who you are communicating with. Some of them are gonna offer you packages. So what I mean about that is that they offer you a package. Most of the time, packages does not include your flight. If it does include your flight, then it's kind of worth it. But in my case, I was lucky enough because my parents at the time lived in Turkey. They were there for a year, so I kind of like took advantage of that, of like, okay, I can save money on like hotel and maybe transport. But it wasn't the case when it came to transport. I'll get into that in just a sec. But I did save money on the hotel. So when I say like some of them offer you packages, meaning they can offer you hotel, hospital, transport all together in one freight. Or if they offer you flight, then that is probably worth it. So you have flight, hotel, hospital, and then your transport. Look into it, see what they offer you. Most of them offer you packages, and sometimes it's actually worth it. Like I said, I paid my own flight, and all I paid for was the surgery, the hospital, and I did actually end up adding transport into my price. Because my parents are in Turkey, but they physically didn't really have a car at that time. And to be honest, Turkey is huge, and I just didn't want to take the chance on being late. As a punctual person that I am, I did communicate and say, hey, like, how much will transport is gonna cost me? So what transportation normally includes is picking you up from your location, taking you to the clinic for the consultation, and then taking you back home, and then the day of the surgery home to the hospital. You stay in the hospital for a day. I mean, in my case, I stayed a day in the hospital, and then hospital to your house. So they really take care of everything when it comes to transportation. And I did kind of like show you that in the video as well. Truly did appreciate that, because I genuinely wanted that to have my own comfort, that I'm just gonna be there on time. And if anything happens, delays, they are aware of it, because Turkey is huge and the traffic in Turkey is even bigger. So you just kind of wanna stay vigilant on being on time. Now, if you go to Turkey and you're booking your own hotel, you're booking your own car, just have a GPS. That's all I'm gonna tell you, because it is quite confusing. Even if you have a GPS, you're gonna get lost, okay? Turkey is huge. When I tell you Turkey is huge, it's huge. So I just wanted my own comfort, knowing that I'm gonna be there on time. I booked the transport. How much did I pay? I paid in US, like I mentioned, and the surgery with the hotel alone, only these two, was about 3,000 US. And then I added transportation, so that was extra 200 US. So in total, I paid 3,200 US for my surgery. To be honest, that was the maximum of my budget. Like, I was not looking into paying more, even though the other doctor from my friend did surgeries at 2,500 at the time. For me, it was like, okay, that's perfect. That's even like a bit lower than my budget. But I just personally did not feel confident with his work. So therefore, I shopped that out a little bit more until I found my doctor, communicated, and when they offered the price, I was like, oh my god, that is perfect. That is exactly my budget. Even though my budget was like 3,500, that was my max. The fact that I got 3,200, I was happy with that. And I was like, fine, book it, we're gonna go ahead and do it. So when it comes to payments, some of them are gonna ask you to send them like a deposit. In my case, my doctor back then did not do that. So when I got there, I got to the consultation and all of that. Once I did my consultation, I offered to like, hey, like, is it okay for me to just go ahead and pay everything right now, and we can do the surgery in a peace of mind, because I'm gonna be in surgery, I'm gonna be drugged out, I'm gonna be in pain, so I just really didn't want to deal with this. And they did that. I know it could be sometimes like, why would, like, how do you know like they're gonna scam you or whatnot? To be honest, to tell you, like, my whole communication with the doctor, like, I felt so secure that I knew something like that was not gonna happen, because like I spoke to assistant, I spoke to the doctor, we got along so well. The doctor is very humble, but the doctor is very humble, but you also need to know that you're in Turkey and not anybody speaks English there. So thank God his assistant spoke English and Arabic, which made me and my mom feel very comfortable because we are Arabic. So him and my mom kind of like chit-chatted a lot, so we kind of like felt very confident there. And genuinely, like, they're just very honest as people when I met them. Very humble. Again, like, I really enjoyed my experience throughout the whole thing. I love the people I worked with, I love my doctor, I loved the hospital. The hospital was so clean, very organized. The people who worked in the hospital was super nice. I've honestly gotten the best service ever. Like, it was worth what I paid for, because I've heard stories of like, oh, the hospital's dirty, or the hospital's this, or the surgery, or whatever is that and that. But I genuinely have to say, from like the clinic on how high-end it looked, like till now I could never forget the decor in there. And the hospital, till now, again, like, I cannot forget like my hospital room and how it was. I just truly really enjoyed the whole experience. And obviously my nose, which is basically what it's all about. I've gotten the nose that I always wanted and more. Like, for now, this is how my nose look like after a year. And to be honest, I haven't gotten any complaints. Yes, I've gotten sick, like I do get like stuffy nose, but to be honest, I try to avoid any sprays in there. I just kind of like let it be, and it honestly just deblocks by itself. My breathing have gotten so much better. To be honest with you guys, the reason why I did this surgery and why I went through it is because I always had problems breathing, and I was constantly walking around with nasal sprays. Like, I was purchasing nasal sprays for 7 years, spraying that stuff in my nose. You know how bad that is for your health? It's not even good for your brain. My life depended on that for me to breathe. And at one point I was like, I'm just fed up, you know, like, I need to figure this out, and I need to do something that I can make my health better and stop using medicine. Like, I'm somebody, like, if I have a headache, it's gonna take me a long time for me to take a pill. Like, I'm that person. Like, I try to stay away from medicine as much as possible, because that thing, it controls you. It really does control you. And I just don't hope it upon anybody to take medicine or depend on the medicine. I know some people do, like, if you have heart problems, if you have diabetes and everything, then you have no choice. I get that, I understand that. But if you just have a headache or a migraine, try to fight it off until you break down and take a pill. Like, I suffer from migraines, and it takes me a while for me to be like, okay, now I need a pill. So I try to kind of like fight myself to not get myself used to stuff like that. So for me, purchasing a nasal spray for 7-8 years, I was literally fed up, and I started having like a lot of like headaches because of it. You know, once I stopped it, my headaches went down a lot. And then when I got my surgery, to be honest, it was the best thing I've ever done in my whole entire life. It was the best decision I've ever done in my whole entire life. So the reason why I did my rhinoplasty is because of health purposes. But if you are asking me about plastic surgery, I know some of you guys are gonna come at me, but I honestly do support plastic surgery. I do say it because I'm proud to say it, because I want to say it. I do support plastic surgery. Why? Okay, don't come at me, and if you do, watch another video. Okay, simple. I support it as long as you feel happy and comfortable and confident with yourself. Okay, if you find something that bothers you about yourself, and if you feel that you're not confident with how you look, do it. Plastic surgery right now, I feel like everybody seems like it's okay. Some people are against it, some are with it. I'm with it. I support it as long as it makes you happy. That's all you should care about. And at the end of the day, it's your decision. It's not somebody else's decision. It's your body. You do what you want and not what people want you to do. I'm somebody who loves plastic surgery. Am I gonna go ahead and do it every single year? No. I did my rhinoplasty. For now, this is one of the things that I really wanted to do for a really long time. My next one is probably when I have kids. Maybe I'll do a boob lift, you know? Or maybe a tummy tuck. When it comes to filler and Botox, do it. I haven't done my fillers and Botox. It's been 2 years now. But I'm somebody who's like that. If I do it once every 2 years, then why not? I'm not harming anybody. I'm doing it on myself. I'm doing it for me to feel comfortable and confident. I'm a woman at the end of the day. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm gonna do what makes me feel happy. That's it. Period. But again, that is my point of view. If you have a different point of view, then you can keep that to yourself. And if I see any hateful comment toward me or anybody else who does these kind of things, your comment is just simply going to be deleted. Like, I have no patience with that. So I kind of needed to point that out in this video. I feel like it's important to kind of like state your mind on plastic surgery or even Botox and fillers and all of that. That is my personal opinion, and we're just gonna leave that at that. Going back to my nose and the rhinoplasty, okay? So it's been a year now. I'm gonna give you guys a quick recap on how my nose looked like. Obviously now I have makeup on, but I do feel like I did scar, okay? And I knew this is what's gonna happen because I know my body. I'm somebody who scars easily, and if I get bruised, then it's gonna stay on my body for a while. But I'm glad that my scars are just like down here and you can't really see them as much. Like if I point them out like this, you're probably gonna see like the little lines. I do have a cream that I still use, but honestly, like, I haven't used it in a while, you know, let's be real. And also, if you guys watch my video, at one point it had to give me like a retainer that I need to put in my nose. I kept it in my nose for the time being that my doctor recommended. I think it was like 2 months after my surgery that I was still wearing it, but I was just wearing it when I was home and also wearing it you know, when I go to bed. It happened a lot of the time that I woke up without it in my nose. It happens, it's normal. If that happens to you, don't freak out. It's gonna happen when you sleep, it's gonna come out. Just put it back on. I remember I used to work, the days I was working from home, I had the retainer on, kept it on for a couple of hours. It was annoying, I'm not gonna lie. It was quite annoying to have something up your nose the whole time. It was something that the doctor recommended because I did not, like, he didn't tell me to tape my nose. There's a lot of people that the doctor's gonna tell you, you should tape your nose like 2 months after your surgery just to kind of keep it down and not swell. In my case, my doctor told me, you don't need to tape your nose. He taped it for me the day that he took off my cast. He told me to keep it on for a week and then remove the tape, to be honest. And you guys have seen that, and I've also done a video on taking off the tape as well here at my house. He told me just wear your retainer for 2 months and then you can deal without it. So that's what I did. I did that because he recommended. Honestly, do I think that it made any difference? I don't know, to be honest. It kind of just like helped my nostrils to stay in place and not really move so much. But it's known that when you do your nose rhinoplasty, you're always gonna have a nostril that is bigger than the other one all the time. Like in my case, like now when I do this, they kind of look even, but if I look closely, I feel like this nostril is slightly bigger than this one. It's literally very minuscule. If you really look close, you'll see it, but does it bother me? No, not really. I don't really care. For me, what's really important is definitely the nose bridge and the tip of my nose. And to be honest, I just love the way he did it for me. I love the fact that he slimmed it out, made it straight, and slight lift, a little pointy nose, not so much, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to have that little bloop at the end of the tip, but not super up. either. I feel like with the Barbie nose, it's like very pointy and it's a bit up, which I really didn't like that. I'm somebody who just didn't like that look at all. I just wanted it to have a little lift, a little point, making it look natural, and I feel like he achieved exactly what I wanted. I also showed him pictures. I did a Pinterest board and I called it Future Nose and I put all the pictures of like the kind of noses that I like, and I showed it to him when I met him face to face, and I told him, look, this is what I like. But I also told him, to be honest, your work is exactly what I love, and I need you to do what you do, but making it look natural and making it look like it fits my face shape. And I feel like he understood everything that I wanted. You're asking me like how I feel about my nose, like do I feel numbness, do I feel this, do I feel that? I can tell you that I still feel numbness a little bit at the tip of my nose right here. This is something that is normal. Okay, this is something that is gonna stay a year and a half to 2 years until it kind of starts feeling a little bit more normal. But as long as you got your rhinoplasty, you're always gonna feel some sort of little tension happening at the tip of your nose. Like I still feel it till this day, but is it something that bothers me? No. Did I get used to it? 100%. But overall, like I haven't gotten any nosebleeds. My nose doesn't run by itself. It's very rarely that it does that. I mean, if it does that, then I'm sick, I have the flu. But I've heard stories that people, like if they bend down a little bit, their nose is gonna start leaking and all of that. At the beginning it was doing that, I guess because like it was healing and all of that, but again, like it wasn't something that bothered me, and it doesn't happen anymore to me, to be honest. It's very rare that it happens. Can I blow my nose? Absolutely. Now I can blow my nose out. I can also kind of like go in and pick my nose, you know. Do I sleep normal? I sleep normal. I sleep on my stomach now. I sleep on my sides. I sleep the way I want to sleep. The first few months was quite hard because you have to sleep upright. You need to make sure that you're not moving so much. You also have to sleep with like your neck rest. So the first couple of months it was a little bit hectic, and I kind of like addressed that a little bit in my post-ops / my first video. But now a year later, I do what I want, you know. I sleep on my stomach. I could kind of like move my nose a little bit too, like I could do this. Like for me, it doesn't hurt anymore. After a year, your nose and your body kind of starts getting used to. But again, am I very careful? I really am. It did happen a couple of times that I nudged my nose and I was like, oh my god, now if I look at my face, my nose is gonna be sideways. Somebody hit me without even realizing, like, oh my god, are you okay? You know, that's like the instant thing, because like they all know that I have my nose done. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I just feel like my soul left my body a little bit, but I'm fine, don't worry, you know. So it's gonna happen. Little things like that is gonna happen. You're human, you live in a human world. Accidents happen and all of that happen. But overall, to say with you guys, I have been extremely happy with my nose. I just love it. I feel like I said, like it suits me. It literally changed the way I feel. It made me feel so much confident. I don't know, it just really makes me happy that I decided to do something for me and something that's gonna make me happy, because I'm somebody who always puts herself last. And for me to go ahead and be like, okay, finally, like I'm gonna go ahead and do this for me, just for me to feel better, but also health-wise, I couldn't be any more prouder than myself. And to be honest, I don't regret it at all. If you are watching this video and you're like, oh my god, like I don't know, should I do my nose, should I not do my nose, I feel this type of way, or you know, I can't breathe or whatever, if it comes to that aspect, I can tell you, go ahead and do it. Like I would recommend you to go ahead and do it, as long as it is going to make you feel happy and confident. Go ahead and do it. And if you're gonna do it, make sure that you are doing your research before you go ahead and say, okay, I'm gonna go with this doctor. Now I'm gonna leave my doctor in the description box down below, like I always do in my post-ops. I always put his link, his Instagram page. I'm also gonna put the doctor from my cousin if you guys are curious about his work and see his work. And I'm also gonna be putting the doctor of my friend in the description box down below. Go and see their work. You can feel free to contact them. They normally contact you via WhatsApp. They have their phone number. You contact them on there. You can send them pictures. They're gonna give you all the information that you want. I know it seems complicated, but it is way easier than you guys think. Just make sure that you do your research, find your doctor. And again, when it comes to pricing, like I said, I did my rhinoplasty a year ago, and I know most of doctors increases their prices. So if you're offered, I don't know, 5,000 now with my doctor, that's not a surprise. Again, I cannot believe it's been a year that I've done my nose. It's absolutely insane for me, and to be honest, it's been the best experience that I have ever been through, and it's something that I definitely don't regret. I don't know, I just really felt like a connection with this doctor, and the fact that I was also prepared with everything that I showed up. If you guys watched my video, my first video, I had a bag filled with so many things that I was physically prepared, that when I went to see him in my consultation, I'm like, this is what I have, and he was like, okay, you came prepared. He was very surprised on like how prepared I was and the things that I needed for the surgery. He's like, yeah, you have this, it's good to have that, it's good to have this. Yes, even though I'm gonna prescribe you medication, but it's good to have what you have. It made me also more comfortable that I also went prepared. So if you guys are wondering what to take with you if you're doing your nose somewhere else, and the stuff that you need prior to your surgery, go watch my first video. You'll see everything there. I also have my Amazon shop linked in the description box down below. I have a section just says rhinoplasty on it, and in there you have all the products that I've purchased from Amazon prior to my surgery. And I can tell you that I kind of like used most of the things that I took with me, which was very helpful. It just made the whole healing process and the surgery process much more easier for me, because I just went prepared. That's just me. I'm just OCD sometimes, and I just like to be prepared. This is the end of this video. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, just leave them all in the comments down below. And also, don't be shy or afraid to DM me on Instagram. If you have more questions, feel free to do that. I love when I see your DMs. I love when I see you guys message me on Instagram. And I do try my best to answer everybody who tries to DM me about my nose or anything in general. I just really take my time to answer you guys, because you guys take your time to talk to me. So it means a lot to me. On that note, I love you guys so much. If you're doing your surgery, or if you're planning on doing it, do it. Just find the right person. I cannot tell you how much I could repeat myself with that little phrase, find your person, find your person. Find your doctor with the good work, before and after pictures. Look at them, examine them, stalk them. Do everything that you can to feel confident with your person. I love you guys so much. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, like I said, leave them all in the comments down below. I'll try my best to answer each and one of you guys. I love you guys so much, and if you're doing your surgery, best of luck. Don't worry, it's gonna pass. It's been a year for me, and it's still insane. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you later. Bye!